Welcome to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Here's your host, Casey Bubba and Scott Bogman.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pre-Snap Podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar NFL. And most importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. We are here to recap your Week 16 action, look ahead to Week 17, and talk about the big winners from LineStar over on Yahoo Sports. We'll get to that after we recap the week, but big things happening at LineStar as always. But first off, housekeeping. You can follow me on Twitter at BDHentrick, and my co-host as always on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how are we doing, my friend?
I'm feeling pretty good about some of my recommendations here. You know, Joe Burrow was great. Fourth most passing yards in the game. Right. Jamar Chase wasn't Higgins, but he was good. AB had 15 targets. That was great. Damian Harris had 3 touchdowns. Montgomery scored a touchdown. My touchdown call. Just not so happy about the Steelers game. So, you win some and you get destroyed in some. That's just how it goes, right, Bub?
Yep. All in all, it was a very good week. It's basically if you didn't have the connection called Cincinnati, you weren't winning the money. That was the bottom line. Yeah. You needed Burrow, you needed Higgins, and you probably needed Boyd or Chase, one of the two. And you needed to bring it back with Andrews. That was kind of how the whole cha-cha unfolded for you. So, that's the brass tacks of it. I had Huntley, didn't play, but if you're in chats that I was in, I said, go play Johnson for 4K or whatever. He was almost good. 24 points. Got you almost 24 points.
He was good. The defense was horrific. So
Yep. But Hurts was okay. Stafford sucked. He was just lost. James Robinson, Achilles injury right out the gate. Nothing you can do about that. Ronald Jones got the job done. Then Dalvin Cook got COVID. So fun week. If you played Madison, you were fine. Russell Gage sucked. That was a disappointment. That was weird. It was a Zacchaeus week. And then Renfro was kind of boring as well. But Andrews beasted out. Pitts got the job done. So pretty simple stuff there. And we love that Cincinnati-Baltimore stack. It got it in good. So is what it is when all things are said and done. But let's recap things real quick. Bogman, fun week. Better than the last few, I'd say, but nothing crazy. And it kicked off with the Titans winning 20-17 at home, surprising a lot of people. And now we're hearing Jimmy G might have like a torn ligament in his hand or something. So it might be Trey Lance time after all, finally. But this past week, the Titans came back and got the job done. And this Niners team is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, straight up choke job by the Niners. Had the lead in this game, pissed it away. Not a good look. AJ Brown, who, look, I got to be honest, dude. I thought AJ Brown wasn't going to get much. I thought he was going to do partial playing time because he had a day and a half to practice. But he was fantastic. It was probably his best game as a pro. 11 for 145 and a touchdown. Dueled with Debo on the other side, who had 9 for 59 and 5 carries for 32. So, just a fantastic day for both these dudes. Debo with 191 total yards and 145 in the score for AJ Brown. Just great days. Nobody else really performed for you in this game. Tannehill wasn't great. Jeff Wilson had the score, so that salvaged some of his day, but 57 total yards outside of that. The Niners' second leading receiver after Debo was Kyle Juszczyk, which is not great, right? So, Jimmy G was okay, but the 2 picks really hurt those guys.
Really bad.
Trey Lance has had some time to sit and absorb and learn. So if he has to start this week, hopefully he can get the ball to Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and all those guys. So fingers crossed he can make it happen.
Yeah, it was a Kittle blocking week, which is always disappointing because the talent's ridiculous. But every 3 weeks, it feels like he's not going to do anything in the passing game, which is crazy. And this Titans team, what it felt like to me watching that game, it felt a lot like the postseason last year. Games they had no business winning. Sure, they had Henry, which helps a ton, but they had no business winning this football game. And they found a way because their defense kept them in it to get the job done. And they did that in the playoffs all last year. I'm not saying they're going on a run like they did last year, but at least it gives you this hunch that
they got a chance.
Yeah. They can make it interesting. Because you got to give Vrabel some credit. The boy learned a lot.
You just got to get in, man. Yeah, look, he really did. And
because he's doing a lot with his team he should not be doing.
Yeah, and you just got to get in, man. We've seen the Eagles go on a run. We saw the Niners go on a run, the Ravens go on a run, right? So Yeah, I mean, these teams get hot at the right time. That's all you got to do is get in. That's why I want the Steelers to get in the playoffs, even though they look horrific right now. Just get in. Anything can happen after that.
And I'll lose a lot of weight too. Saturday, Browns, Packers. Packers won 24-22. Browns had their chance. They just let another one slip away. Baker made the trip, throw 4 picks. That helped out a ton. You had Rodgers doing his thing too. Devontae, he set the record, all that good stuff. But it's a game, and all the Packer haters, it's like another game the Packers should have lost, but they didn't, and it doesn't matter. The Browns easily be like 9 or 10 wins right now, and they're not. It's pretty entertaining.
What do you call an ugly win, Bub?
Yeah, a win.
A win. So
yep.
I hate that they didn't cover because I was pretty heavy on them, minus that 7.5. But they still won the game, and Devontae Adams remains really good. So Rodgers just didn't have to do a lot. Just kind of sit and wait for Baker to throw 4 picks. Oh, man. God, that was ugly. And I don't think the Packers defense played particularly great in this game.
No, they didn't.
But the 4 picks, I mean, all you got to do is sit and wait. I mean, Nick Chubb had an enormous day with the touchdown and over, 180 total yards here too. So, but they just couldn't push the ball down the field. Every time Baker tried, he threw a pick. So, just not a great day for Cleveland, and they got to get on their horse if they hope to do anything.
Speaking of horses, the Colts with the big W, 22-16 in the desert over the Cardinals. Really banging up the Cardinals for their chance to win the West, at least run away with it. The Colts keep getting the job done and getting really, really tough playoff type football games, playing good defense. JT didn't have his biggest game, but still got the job done, looked good. But it was that Colts defense to me that really got the job done.
Yeah, look, the Cards are backing in to the playoffs right now, which is just not a good spot to be in. They're definitely going to be in. I think they clinched the spot already anyway, but they are not looking good. Connors being hurt doesn't help. Edmonds had a huge game here, which is nice, receiving and rushing. He had a touchdown and 24 touches or whatever it was, so that's great. But Ertz was okay. Kirk had a lot of receptions, but Kenny Moore pretty much shut him down in the slot. AJ Green did nothing, and Kyler just doesn't look right now. Colts, on the other hand, are surging. I mean, Taylor didn't score in this game, but still 27 carries to lead this team. Carson Wentz got it done when he needed to. Pittman is huge for them. The defense is strong, beating up this Cardinals offense. So Colts are peaking at the very correct time right now. So they look real good.
Real good. Let's head to Sunday here. The Eagles take care of the Giants 34-10. It was very, very a blah game at the halftime. Eagles stepped on the gas in the second half. Still not the prettiest of games, but they got the job done in the end, and it helps when Jake Fromm's the opposing quarterback.
Yeah, and Joe Judge is making all the worst decisions you could possibly make. Terrible game plan in the second half, made no adjustments. The Eagles made all the adjustments. Going to Jake Fromm was an enormous mistake. Mike Lennon's not great, but he's better than Jake Fromm. He's at least an NFL veteran, so I don't know what the hell they were thinking there. And he got the boost of confidence before laying a 24-point egg here against the Eagles. So I don't understand why they would stick with him, but I guess patience is a virtue that most men lack, right? So I don't have any patience for Joe Judge, but apparently they do in New York.
Yeah, we've seen that vote of confidence before, though. So we'll see.
We'll
see when that Bloody Monday comes around and see what happens. Rams 30, Vikings 23. This was one of the more badly played 30-23 football games out there.
The Vikings won this.
Bad.
The Vikings lost this, or the Rams won this?
I'd say the Vikings lost this.
Okay, I think I would say the same thing. I mean, their defense just could not stop. Stafford was trying to let them win it, with the 3 picks.
He tried to go full Baker.
He really did, but you never go full Baker. So Cooper Kupp, 10 more catches, great game. Obviously, Henderson banged up in this one. We might even see Cam Akers before the season's over.
That's crazy.
Which is just unbelievable. But Sony Michel was their bell cow here, and he had a great game. Obviously, with no Cook, they went to Madison. Madison was okay. He scored, but just not the same. Jefferson was good. Cousins was okay, at least better than he was on Monday night. But yeah, their defense couldn't stop anything. So the Rams take another one down that they probably should have lost.
Bills take care of business, exacting some revenge on the Patriots, 33-21. Damian Harris, 3 rushing touchdowns. He got the job done there. But the Bills, when it mattered most, Allen, Diggs got the job done.
Yeah, and kudos to their offense for adjusting, right? And playing not in the weather. Obviously, Josh Allen was fantastic, but really to me, this game was more about, you go back to that same, did the Bills win this or did the Patriots lose this? I feel like the Patriots lost this because Mac Jones just was not great. 14 32, 145 yards and 2 picks. They put it on his shoulders and he didn't work out. He's a rookie, so he's going to have some bumps and bruises. But good to see Buffalo get in the win column because we are all sick of the Patriots.
No doubt about that. Buccaneers exact their revenge, 32-6 on the Panthers. It is AB day because there's no one else to throw to. Tyler Johnson, 70% of the routes, 0 points. And then Mr. Jones, Ronald Jones, got the job done as well. So pretty easy sledding for the Bucs as we expected because Matt Rule is a not good NFL head coach.
Dude, I don't know what he's doing with these quarterbacks. Like, I think Matt Rule can be a good coach, but he's got to get some stuff straightened out. You can't have 2 quarterbacks. It means you have none, and that goes to your whole locker room. So I despise that look at it. I don't know, why is Shi Smith getting more snaps than Terrace Marshall? Is he just in the doghouse? What's going on there? And just pick one, dude. You got to pick one. Is it Sam or is it Cam? It can't be both. You can't have them both. Pick an S or a C. So can't do them both. And Tampa Bay just rolls, right? I mean, this was a good opponent to have when you lost so much in that game. But yeah, I mean, maybe Mike Evans comes back this week, but he's on the COVID list now.
On the COVID list, yeah. But new policies, we'll see.
New policies, right? So we'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, it's a mess in Carolina, and Tampa Bay rolls again. But Tom Brady now behind Aaron Rodgers for the MVP race as far as the betting goes. So
I'm really, I don't want to get into it right now, but I'm really curious if the writers will actually vote for Rodgers. That's what I want to see. I know. Rodgers should be the MVP right now. That's all I have to say. But he probably won't get it.
I mean, I think Taylor should probably be it. But
Taylor, yeah, I'm fine with that too. It should be one of those two over Brady. Let's say that much. So
okay,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Taylor and Brady have the same. They have the same odd. They're like both plus 800 now. So
yeah, I think we said recently you should get Taylor while you could. So that's dropping quickly.
Yeah.
Jags Jets battle for the number 1 pick, or at least trying to. Jets get the job done, 26-21. Braxton Berrios had a big kickoff return. Yeah, that's about all I can really care about.
I'll say this. Look, Dare Ogunbowale, if you're in a deep league and you need just someone to touch the ball, he'll be the guy. But they're playing the Patriots this upcoming week, so it's not like he's going to get a bunch. Dude, 4 straight weeks without a touchdown for Lawrence. What is going on? I hope Leftwich comes in and fixes all this. So we'll see. But Zach Wilson with the big rushing game. Michael Carter had a decent game. 16 for 118 was, 7.4 yards per carry was nice. But yeah, this game was exactly what we thought. A wisdom tooth removal or this game. Maybe I'd rather go to the dentist.
Lions Falcons, another wisdom tooth game. The Falcons win 20-16. Even with their 3rd string quarterback, essentially, the Lions almost pulled this one off. Like, I don't know if it's kudos to the Lions or bad on the Falcons.
A little column A, a little column B, I think. I tell you what we learned is that Amon-Ra St. Brown is QB proof.
That was awesome because I was nervous. We were both very nervous.
Yeah. We had heard that maybe it's going to be David Blau and not Tim Boyle. We weren't sure. So to see Tim Boyle go out there and then, and then they almost pulled it off, and St. Brown had a huge game. That's all I cared about in this one. So, these teams are both sinking ships, but Atlanta wins and Detroit pushes that, chance for the number 1 overall pick up a little bit more. So we like that.
Chargers Texans, talk about this might be worse than the Cardinals Lions to me. Texans win 41-29 with a basically depleted COVID team without Cooks. The Chargers go in there and get stomped because Davis Mills keeps looking like a great pick. This was baffling.
He does. Yeah, and I think this solidified that the Texans, unless they absolutely fall in love with one of these quarterbacks in this draft, they're going to roll with Mills. Watson is not going to play.
Go get some O-linemen or something.
And the Chargers run D just continues to be horrific. When Rex Burkhead is putting up 149 yards on you, it is just pathetic. So bad effort from them. And, they did okay on offense. This game wasn't on Herbert. He did have 2 picks, one of them a pick 6 at the end to seal it. But Justin Jackson was okay. This is all in the defense. You give up 41 points to Davis Mills. What the hell are you doing? So, bad game for the Chargers all the way around, but particularly the defense.
Yeah, this is a team that Chargers still could be scary from time to time, but I'm feeling better right now if I see them in the playoffs. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Ravens, Bengals for the second time this year curb stomped the Ravens, like destroyed them. Given it was Josh Johnson, but he still looked decent. He wasn't horrible. Andrews got his, but Burrow 525. You had Higgins just short of 200 with a couple scores. It was an onslaught, and then I saw the quotes that basically the whole Jordan meme. I took it personally with Burrow. It was pretty good stuff.
Look, Burrow was fantastic here. The offense was unbelievable, and like we said, Josh Johnson didn't do a bad job. 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Bateman, 1 to Andrews was good. They scrapped the run game, which is just something you can't do, and they just too many injuries that have caught up to the Ravens. They can't do it. So it's probably just a sinking ship for them, particularly on defense. They're going to have to go point for point with teams, and going point for point with Cincy is a uphill battle if they're healthy, and they were healthy in this game. So they stomped the Ravens. They've been playing a great divisionally. Cincinnati has beat Pittsburgh twice, stomped the Ravens twice. So they've been playing great, and they're going to earn their playoff spot probably this week. We'll see.
No doubt about it. It's got to avoid the COVID because the backup quarterback and running back, I believe, both have COVID now. So stay away from the big dogs. Bears, Seahawks. The Bears, Big D Foles. I didn't like him getting the start, but I guess Fields was too injured. But he throws the late touchdown, gets the 2-point conversion to save Nagy for one more day.
How do you like that, Harbaugh?
Yeah, I tweeted out afterwards. I'm like, oh, this wonderful website would have had their pitchforks out if there would have been the third straight week of a failed 2-point conversion to win it. But look what happens, folks. It works once in a while.
The analytics work there for Nagy.
Yep.
I got to tell you, look, Nagy hasn't done a bad job on the back half. So I still don't think they're going to stick with him. But honestly, if you had to pick one right now, would you rather have Matt Nagy or Joe Judge?
Oh, Matt Nagy.
Me too. So
Judge is an idiot.
I don't want I don't want either one of them, but I am not a fan of what Joe Judge is doing. So look, the Seahawks, they have the nice way to say it is they have personnel issues, because I think Pete Carroll's still a good head coach. I don't think the game has passed him by or anything, but they've got nothing on defense. The personnel is horrific. They're paying Russ way too much money. They can't afford to stop gaps on the defense and even on the offense. I mean, Penny was okay, but Bears defense played well in this game, and they pulled it out at the end. Montgomery with a huge game. Nick Foles did enough to win, so let's go Montgomery and the Bears defense. That's what they're winning behind.
Monty was awesome for sure. Next game, Steelers-Chiefs. Chiefs 36-10. Patty Mahomes, 4 touchdowns. Didn't need Hill, basically. Didn't need Kelsey at all. And CEH goes down with an injury, but pure domination as the Chiefs are back, folks.
Yeah, the Chiefs look real good. Steelers look real bad. Also gave up on the game. Also celebrating down 23-zip, breaking up a pass in the end zone. Just the dumbest stuff I've ever seen a Steelers team do. You got a lot of reels during this game. I know that. So, because in the second half, I was Instagramming it up. Yep. But yeah, ugly one. The one lone thing that I would say that the Steelers have going for them this week is that it will be Ben's last home game. So hopefully he gets up to play for it. It's on Monday night. It's against Cleveland. So hopefully the offense can put it together. And you got some garbage time out of them. But don't go chasing waterfalls or Pringles 2-touchdown game. Because with Kelsey back, it's going to be Hill and Kelsey again. So they look pretty good. And look, Darrell Williams takes a step up. Derek Gore takes a step up too. Because CEH probably going to miss the next game.
Raiders 17, Broncos 13. Boring football game.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. The Raiders.
There's nothing.
There's nothing for the Raiders here. They're bad. They're somehow 8-7. But look, I told you how much I hate Teddy, right? I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a starter in the NFL. He's better than Drew Lock. Drew Lock proved that. They had to give up completely on the run game. They ran 14 times for 8 yards against the Raiders. So the Raiders clearly won this on defense. And Josh Jacobs, 27 for 129. He even fumbled, and they still won this game. Your leading receiver was Foster Moreau, and Jerry Jeudy both with 60 and 67 yards. So not fantastic game, like you said. Boring game. Hopefully, Javonte can put it up this week. We'll see.
Hopefully. Cowboys Sunday Night Football take down Washington 56-14. This was just like, I don't know if it was pure domination or like Washington didn't show up at all. It was bad, real bad.
At least they were punching each other on the sideline. So
yeah, that was impressive. There was a little bit of energy there, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, and those guys were teammates in college too. Allen and Payne both played for Bama. So weird to see that. Obviously, is happen on a nationally televised game. So teams were making, people specifically Collins was making way too much out of that. Who cares? But this was just Dak getting back on track, man. Dak looked fantastic with the 4 touchdowns, one to a running back, wide receiver, tight end, and O lineman. I think they said he's the first guy in NFL history to throw a touchdown to all 4 positions in one game. So that was impressive. And the defense played well too. I mean, you saw DeMarcus Lawrence return the kick, return the fumble for a touchdown. And, they played great in all phases of this game. The Cowboys, another team that is peaking at the right time.
There was a couple, as they say, thick with 2 C6s this week, and one came in that game. One Lane Thomas got one for the Eagles. It was good to see the big boys get theirs this weekend. Let's head to Monday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins 20-3 over Ian Book and the Saints. I was nervous when we talked about it last week when they announced Ian Book was starting. Book, I was even more nervous because it would be even a worse loss if they were to lose. When that opening pick 6 happened, I was like, okay, here we go. But then they just kind of did typical Dolphins things and just kind of waited around, and then finally put it in.
They didn't make it comfortable. Yeah,
no, that's what they don't do it. I tell you guys this all the time. They do not make it comfortable. Waddle was great though, 10 catches. Other than that, it was a pretty let's not blow this game and do something stupid.
What is happening with your running backs? With Lindsay,
I don't know. Gaskin must really be banged up from that COVID deal. That's all I can think of.
Okay. All right. So you think if he's healthy this week, they'll go back to Gaskin and give him the full.
I'm hoping so. Last week they said it was conditioning, but I thought after a week he'd be back. He still wasn't. So I'm wondering if he's one of those guys that had some big side effects or something.
Right. Yeah, he definitely could have been because he only had 3 carries here, and they went back to Duke Johnson and Phillip Lindsay, both getting 13 carries.
Good again.
The Saints defense is great. So, they were both pretty shut out here. 13 for 36, 2.8 yards for Lindsay and 3 yards for Duke Johnson on 13 for 39. So the defense is good. They just did enough to win. They didn't have to do a lot here. Ian Book is horrific. He got sacked 8 times. Miami's defense is incredible. Kamara, 59 total yards, couldn't get in the end zone. I don't know, but the receiving game, LJ Humphrey. I don't know what to do with Ian Book. Hopefully they don't have to do this again. He was bad at Notre Dame. He's not an NFL quarterback at all. And like I told Bub, I would rather have Mason Rudolph starting for me than Ian Book. That's all you need to know about Ian Book. So,
yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. People of Notre Dame were like, that's why we couldn't win. But yeah, it was a rough one. But Dolphins got the W like they needed to because everyone was hating on them all day today. So made me feel a little better to see that, and they still have a glimmer of hope to sneak into the postseason. We'll see.
Dude, so many teams are still alive for a playoff spot. I mean, these games are important the last 2 weeks. Yep. So
I was gonna say, even the top seeds for the bye in the NFC, you got the Packers at the 1-game lead, but you have the Bucks and the Rams behind them by 1 game. So it's just one little slip up and it gets fun, real fun. So It's not over yet. That's for darn sure.
Dolphins are in the 7th spot right now with that win, by the way. They'd be playing the Titans. Ryan Tannehill versus his old team. That would be fun.
F me.
We would have the Chiefs would have the bye right now. It'd be Titans, Dolphins, Bengals, Patriots, and
that's a good one.
Bills, Colts. And then in the NFC, that's a good one too. Yeah. In the NFC, the Packers would have the bye. We would get Cowboys, Eagles, Rams, Niners, and Bucks, Cardinals. Those are some good games, man.
Yeah, really good games. The divisional game between the Eagles and the Cowboys sounds easy, but it's divisional. There's nothing easy about that. That's some fun stuff. Let's get it on. We got 2 more weeks to go, though. Before we get to your Week 17 preview, to remind everybody that you can find LineStar's YouTube channel if you prefer to watch us on their just search LineStar on the YouTube, and you'll get there. Subscribe, give the old thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Or if you'd like to just give us a rate and review on iTunes or Spotify now, you can do that as well. We would truly appreciate that as that helps the podcast reach more listening ears, beautiful ears of you people. But before we get into Week 17, I want to give a shout out to the wonderful people at LineStar, as the product is great. Talk about it a lot, and they dominated this past week over at Yahoo Sports. As two people, Mr. Los3424E took down $100K from the Yahoo contest, and the second place, our buddy, basically one of our bosses, Tyler, took second place for $50,000.
Nice,
so
Ty.
The top two spots went to LineStar people by using that wonderful LineStar app and all the tools on LineStar. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of cool stuff there. And Tyler just wanted me to go over to lineups real quick here. If you're curious, obviously you can check out the Draftkings lineups, the FanDuels, that kind of. If you go to the app, it'll tell you kind of what's been winning, the strategy involved more often than not. But the first place lineup was Berwick, quarterback, of course, but Damian Harris, Ronald Jones, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Antonio Brown. Those were pretty popular there. And then Mark Andrews, Justin Jackson, and the Tampa Bay defense. So all plays that made a lot of sense. The only difference between the first place lineup and Tyler's, and there's 1.6 points separating them, Bogman, is
that's frustrating.
The first place team. You must not have read the emails he sent. The first place team had Ronald Jones and the Bucs D. Tyler had Najee Harris and the Eagles, and he said, "Why couldn't Bogman's Steelers keep it close?" So Najee played and got me the 1.6 points.
Well, look, he had some garbage time, right? So
yeah, he needed 1.6 points from basically 1.7 from Najee for $50,000 more.
Man, yeah,
still a great finish though.
Yeah, I mean, winning 50 is great, but 1.6.
It was a $20 entry fee. $20 entry fee.
Ooh, man,
one guy gets.
I did not get to my emails
50.
yet. So I did not get to my emails yet, so I didn't see that. But that is fantastic. That is outstanding, Tyler. Let's go.
So everybody check out the LineStar app. They're also doing a giveaway right now. They wanted me to talk about this because they had such a big week here. To celebrate the big win, go to the LineStar app on Twitter. There's a tweet you go to, and this is the tweet. I'm reading it to you. To celebrate this big win from the LineStar family, we're giving out $150 PayPal or 1-year LineStar subscription to a random person who follows and retweets us within the next 48 hours. So this happened earlier today, so you probably have like 30 hours to go. Winner must be following so we can DM you if you win. So follow him, retweet it. Right now there's only 39 retweets. So hop on this bad boy. You can try out the app for the rest of the season. Playoffs, you get the baseball stuff with Bogman and myself getting you going every Monday through Friday as well. So go check out LineStar app on Twitter and get the goodies there that comes with it. And congrats to you guys. In fact, we had some Millie winners earlier in the year. Now we have big Yahoo winners. It's not just DraftKings and FanDuel, folks. They do it all over at LineStar. All right, let's do a little Sunday preview, Bogman. Sunday fun day because there's no Saturday. There's no Thursday.
No Thursday, no Saturday. It's Sunday and Monday only. So
that means we have a massive main slate. Just put that in mind.
Enormous. Yeah.
Massive. But let's just give our quick thoughts on these real quick. And there'll be a lot of divisional games. There'll be some others sprinkled, of course, but we start off with Eagles, Washington. Washington got embarrassed. Eagles got to have an easy game. Does Washington bounce back for you?
I don't think so. We think Kyle Allen's going here because Heineke got banged up. So, Gibson is hurt. Defense played horrifically against Dallas. So I think this is Philly rolling. They're currently 4-point favorites. I'm probably going to take them on the road, but it's a weird divisional game. So you never know. There could be something to happen, but love to see Devontae Smith get back involved. Boston Scott should be a nice cheap option this week with no Miles Sanders. So we'll see, but yeah, I like the Eagles in that one.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I'm always a sucker for taking the home dog against the Eagles because the Eagles just find ways to slip on the banana peel. But right. I need to see who comes back for Washington. They are just between COVID and just injuries. It's a mess right now. So I'm really curious to see what they got going there. And even though Gibson's been beat up, he's still putting up fantasy points, man. Like if he was healthy, just imagine what he'd be doing. Rams, Ravens, who knows who's quarterback right now? Like they're still saying maybe Lamar, but then there's other people saying he's really hurt. Like it might be time to just kind of call it a day situation. So yeah, we'll see. They got the Rams who, yes, they got the dub, but they look bad. They need a big win here, and they have to win to try to get that bye still. So
they'll get it. Yeah, they'll get it. Unfortunately, the Ravens just have nothing on defense. And Anthony Averett, who hasn't even been good for them, but he's been the best out of all the guys that they've had, got injured and probably is going to miss the rest of this season too. So I expect the Rams to roll over the Ravens. No fault of the Ravens. You don't have your starting quarterback, any of your starting running backs, half your defense is out, so many injuries. Not their fault at all, but I think the Rams blow them out. I don't think it's close.
Buccaneers, Jets, this should be a cakewalk.
Yep. I mean, start your Bucks, start
Not a whole
Ronald
lot to say
Jones,
here.
start AB, start all them guys. I'm maybe not Cyril Grayson depending on his price, but don't start any Jets.
Yeah, pretty bad stuff. Dolphins Titans. This could be a playoff preview.
It really could. I mean, we just read it off.
Yeah,
It would have
that's what I'm
been.
saying.
It would be a playoff game
This
if
is
the
pretty
playoffs started
crazy.
today. So, I mean, Titans are favored at home. We saw them get rolling against San Francisco. They have way more rest. Once again, the scheduling biting a team in the ass this week with Miami having to play
On the
Tennessee,
road.
who played on Thursday on the road, coming off a road Monday night game. So. Not a great situation for Miami, but I expect this one to be low scoring. Both these defenses playing great. Both offenses just kind of meh right now. So low scoring, slugging. This is going to be like an AFC North December battle right here. So I love it.
Yeah, it's both these teams are playing to, like, on offense to not screw up is what it comes down to. It's really tough to watch, but, like, I don't know. I do it anyways. Jags Patriots should be another cakewalk.
Yeah, I mean, this game is about as fun as what this game.
Play Damian Harris.
Yeah, play Damian and play whatever Patriot you want. But this is like as enjoyable as that 2-day hangover you have after New Year's. Like, this is when you're waking up on January 2nd because you're starting to feel a little bit better after just losing a whole Saturday. So that's what this game is going to feel like for Jacksonville. So I expect New England to run away with this. A lot of lopsided games. We kind of get that way late in the season with some of these teams packing it in for the winner, but that is a real bad one.
Yeah, I'll be really curious because in the old days, after a loss like they just had, this would be a, hey, let's give Mac Jones some confidence game.
Right.
And this is a great game to do it on.
So I'm
curious.
Yeah.
Curious on this one. I've seen it with them in the past. I'm really curious because the only thing that would stop them is they need him in the playoffs. The backup situation they don't want to go to. So I'm curious. Raiders Colts. This is like, man, the Colts have been rolling. It's like the easiest game they've had in over a month, it feels like. So don't let up, boys.
Yeah, I don't think they will. One of these stupid lopsided games, though, is going to be Texans Chargers. You know that. Yep. So, where is it? Which one is it going to be? This could be the one, but I'm not. I think the Colts are going to roll. I think the Raiders are playing, and they played great on defense last week. So there's always a shot when Wentz has to make a couple plays. If he just gets into that funk, he might not be able to. But I think 7.5. That's the easy line for the Colts.
This is a fun one. It's a potential playoff type game too. Again, we keep saying it, but Chiefs Bengals the big W. They're at home. We got this Chiefs team rolling. In reality, it should be a slugfest of offense, but it'll probably be like 20-12 or something.
Yeah,
13.
It definitely could play that way. I mean, look, the Chiefs defense has been solid, right? So I think it could be a lower scoring game. You just have to wonder how much was Cincinnati peaking against Baltimore, and how much was Baltimore just they got nothing left, So I'm going to take Cincy at home. I know that against the Chiefs. Chiefs are great, and they're definitely back and going to be the 1 seed and all that stuff. But this Bengals team is playing pretty good right now, and they're at home in the jungle. I want to see Escalator of Sadness, but I'm thinking maybe we don't. So.
Yeah, and also you mentioned it's late in the season. The Chiefs have like a 2-game cushion for the 1 seed. This is a total let's not show them our cards in case we see them in a few weeks.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Andy Reid does not care about losing this football game.
No, he doesn't.
The way they're clicking all of a sudden, he's like, no, we're good. We can.
And they have that weird, he has that weird December record or whatever. And this game is January 2nd, so it won't go towards that. So that's interesting too.
It's just something to think about as we get going, and we'll break things down much more later in the week.
Right.
Giants Bears for you. This is someone's got to win.
I mean, the Bears. This is what we just talked about. This is who is 100% getting fired bowl, right? That's who it is, Nagy or Joe Judge. Because look, I tell you what, if the Bears finish with 2 wins, which who do they play week 18? They play the Vikings. They finish with 2 wins. Matt Nagy might hold on to that job. I don't think they want to replace head coaches. They, not something that teams should take lightly or as lightly as they have recently. But, and me saying that is going to make all the Bears fans want to lose this game, but they will not. The Giants are horrific. They're bad. They're going to be outcoached by Matt Nagy. So I got the Bears going away in that one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They should just make both of them suit up and go. You do Oklahoma drills at midfield. Whoever succeeds between the two coaches.
Yeah,
wins.
whoever gets less teammates to retire is the best coach. So Nagy's already winning.
Go make an NFT of that, kids. Falcons Bills. This is one of the Bills and they just walk in and dominate, and they should.
Yeah, they should, especially since it's in Buffalo in January. Atlanta plays in a dome in the South. This looks like one of those games that, if it's just a little chilly in Buffalo that day, Atlanta will fold up. So give me the Bills in a walk.
Texans, Niners. Texans might get to do it 2 weeks in a row.
I don't think so. I would definitely take them against the spread. 14 points. I think it might be a little bit much, especially if Trey Lance is going to end up starting for them. So with that being said, if he turns over the ball too many times, Texans will win this game, even on the road. But I don't know, man. I think the Niners win this one pretty convincingly.
Broncos Chargers, man, this Chargers team is so bipolar. It feels like so. This should be a week they dominate, but they just lost to Denver in Denver a few weeks ago. So who knows?
Right. I mean, I like the Chargers in this game. 5.5 though is kind of scary. I'd say if Teddy's back, I trust the Broncos way more. But I don't trust them either way. So give me the Chargers here. They got to bounce back. Got to get it pissed up.
Panthers Saints. Saints maybe having Ian Book go again. Panthers having 4 quarterbacks too. Who knows? So it's just a bad game from teams that we thought had aspirations at one point in time.
17-10, 20-10, something like that. I'm taking the under in this game. Yeah. Saints play great defense. Panthers are horrific on defense and offense. So give me the Saints, but I love the under here.
On the bright side, it should be fan appreciation day at the stadium, so they'll get something out of it. Lions and the Seahawks. Man, Seahawks are reeling, but I kind of like the Lions in this game, but we'll see. Give me Jared Goff. Let's go.
Man, I can't do it. In Seattle, I can't do it, dude.
This isn't the same Seahawks team right now.
It's not, but it's still the Lions, right? Yeah, and the Lions are playing better, but I wouldn't say they're playing well. So
yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I'm gonna take Seattle and Russ to win this game.
I guess I'm just hoping for chaos, and that could be one of them. Because right now the Lions, I believe, have the top pick.
So look, Amon-Ra St. Brown's gonna be big in this game, I think, but Tyler Lockett is gonna go crazy.
You get Jamal Williams bounce back week with no Swift. That could be fun.
That could be.
Seahawks can't start the
Swift
run.
might play. So who knows?
That puts a wrench in things. Cardinals Cowboys, big game here. Really big game.
This is important, dude. This is important for the Cardinals to get right against a playoff team, but I just think the Cowboys are too much for them right now. So the way Kyler is playing, this could be like we just saw Dak get back on track with 4 touchdowns. This could be the game for Kyler to do that, and it would really help them. But I think the Cowboys are too much for them right now.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are too much, but I would not be shocked at all. This is a really, really fun football game where literally it's like the old baseball saying that Joey and I had. This is a 4 true outcome game. Like this could go so many directions. So get your popcorn ready is the way I'd say it. Sunday Night Football, Vikings, Packers, loving this because the Vikings can't stop a cold right now. And the Packers are rolling. And basically a W, I'm pretty sure, should get them in the number 1 seed. There's still options where they could get out, but this is a big go Pack go Lambeau Sunday Night Football game.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love the Packers here. Kirk Cousins usually folds up shop on nationally televised games, and this is a enormous one. So I expect the Packers to win going away, but we'll see.
And then Monday Night Football, like you said earlier, Browns Steelers could be Big Ben's last game. Already seeing Browns Twitter saying they'd like nothing more than to make Ben lose his last game at Heinz Field. So could be on paper not the greatest of matchup, but it could be awesome.
Well, they're favored by 3 going into this game, as bad as Baker has played. But, if you watch the Steelers play, they're real bad right now. So this is not a good game, So these are 2 most likely non-playoff teams playing in this game. I would take Ben and the Steelers for pride, against Cleveland. Cleveland beat him at home in the playoffs last year. Ben's going to want this one pretty bad. So we'll see.
We'll see, and we will have more for you later in the week as usual. We'll have your picks and bets dropping for you on Thursday. We'll have no showdown this week. Oops. We won't have that one coming your way, but then we'll have your main slate preview, which will be extra large. Don't you worry. This week with all kinds of good stuff coming there, but it looks like some lopsided games. So news will be very important this week between COVID and other things. Might get some players back.
I mean, COVID just makes everything so crazy right now. So
every day. Every day you wake up, it's something new.
Something new.
It's bananas. So we'll have to wait and see. But until then, go check out the LineStar YouTube page. Go check out the rate and reviews. But go check out LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and go try to win $150 or a LineStar sub. Go get that stuff. Good job on Yahoo Sports this week, folks.
That's
Tyler and company taking down $150K combined. That was awesome. But we'll be back with you guys later. I'm Matt Beatty. I'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Please like, comment, subscribe, and rate for good karma in your fantasy football games.